Hold on one second.
Hey, can I get this turned up a little bit?
Come on. I can't really hear you.
Okay, I can try to speak up a little bit.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. How are you?
Oh man, I don't want to start crying.
Yeah, I don't either. Let me just kind of give you a heads up. To my knowledge, we can have about I don't know if you know how all this works, but we
No.
can have about an hour together.
Okay.
Mom and Dad are scheduled at 1 to come in and see you too.
Okay.
I had to set this up through the deputies at Orange County because BAEZ couldn't do it for us, or at least he claimed, and we were having a tough time doing it for us.
Yeah, that's what he told me the other night.
So we still have visitations set up for Monday also.
Okay.
I just wanted to give you the heads up. First, I'm sure you know, or I'm sure you've been told by Jose, everything that goes on inside the jail, including this, is recorded, and anybody can, listen or hear, including the deputies, including Jose, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay. However, there's one thing that nobody can monitor, and that is if you're able to write a letter.
Okay.
Now, how the letters work, there is a mail system inside the courtroom,
Mhm.
and if the letter is delivered to and from the mail system, that is not monitored. If you give the letter to Jose or to anybody else, of course, they may end up reading that.
Yeah.
So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be writing you a letter as soon as I can to get it to you, to give you that line of communication. So if you didn't feel comfortable saying something when you knew you were being recorded
Mhm.
and monitored, that you can get that, to me that way.
Okay.
Do you have access to paper and pen?
I can get access to that. That's not a problem.
Okay, that's the first one to do. So I guess I just wanted to drop you some knowledge first. I think is the best thing that we should go over.
Yeah, definitely.
You already know that about how you can reach out now if you didn't know that already.
Mhm.
Here's what I wanted to go over with you, make sure that you're aware. Obviously, Jose works for you.
Mhm.
Okay? Anything that you say to Jose is supposed to be attorney-client privilege and supposed to be in confidence.
Yeah.
How that works is, even if you ask him to reach out to the family, if you ask him to reach out to law enforcement, if you give him a letter and ask him to do it, he is not obligated to do that.
Mhm.
He will make a decision if it's in his or your best interest.
Yeah.
He is his best interest too.
Mhm.
At this moment, I really don't have anything against him, but I want to make sure that you realize that if you try to reach out, he may not be giving us this information. Okay?
Yeah, I understand that.
He's told us that, his number one focus is you.
Mhm.
That his secondary focus is Kaylee.
Mhm.
The truth is, because it's a business.
Yeah.
The truth is, the most important thing for him, his first focus is himself.
Mhm.
Then you, then Kaylee.
Mhm. Hey, hold on one second.
Can we turn this up a little bit? Thank you.
All right. At least this way I won't have to strain my head to try to hear you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. You're fine.
I cannot speak to anybody else's focus other than what they've told me.
Mhm.
What I can do is speak to my own focus.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is my number one focus is on Kaylee.
Yeah.
My second focus is you.
Yeah.
My third is Mom.
Mhm.
Then Dad. Then me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make it And I don't give a shit about BAEZ. I don't give a shit about the police. I don't give a shit about anything else. Those are my priorities.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
I need you to tell me if my focus should be anything different than that. If anybody's priorities should be in a different order, or if I should have anybody else in there at all.
No, I think your priorities are where they should be, and that's exactly where mine are. So, honestly, I'll sit here as long as I have to. My only concern is Kaylee.
Good. Well, and that's what I want to go over. I'm sorry, I wrote a lot of this down because there's some stuff that I wanted to make sure that you are aware of before we really started getting into anything.
Yeah.
Just so you could feel comfortable in the way that you're answering, so that you know if you don't feel comfortable answering, that there may be a way that you can reach out to where you would feel comfortable being a letter or something like that, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The police are only going to go off of whatever information gets to them.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that they have been reaching out to Mr. BAEZ.
Mm-hmm.
They have not reached out to Mr. BAEZ on a phone call since the 16th when you were put under arrest.
Mm-hmm.
They left 2 messages for Jose. Jose has never, I've seen the phone records, he has never returned a phone call to the police department. Now, he has written a letter, faxed a letter over to them, that's saying that you're willing to cooperate and things like that. When they have reached out to him since then, he has either not returned a phone call, or he has, and I mean, I've got the correspondence, and I saw this yesterday, and I'm not trying to knock, what he's doing or anything like that, but I just want to make you aware of exactly what I've been able to, confirm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even going to get into the bond stuff right now. I know he's probably talking to you. I'm just going to leave it at that. Hold on, I just want to read through and make sure that I'm getting all this first. How did Jose become your attorney?
It just kind of happened at random in booking. I heard a couple people talking about attorneys, things like that, and they just flat out asked me if I had anyone yet, and I said no. And his name came up, and I was like, well, if he's good, can you do me a favor and pass my name along? So he came and saw me the next day. It was like immediately right after I saw the judge, so.
So it was just, was it an inmate? Was it a corrections officer?
It was an inmate, and there was 3 other people that confirmed it, so.
Okay, so that's kind of how that happened. That makes sense then, because from what I could find out, I didn't think he was court appointed. So that's what
No.
Okay. What's your honest assessment? How do you feel? I mean, and remember, everybody else can watch this, so feel free to answer however you want to answer. But what's your honest assessment?
I think he's doing whatever by any means necessary to get things done quickly as far as bond is concerned. I know I am his priority. I would like Kaylee to be his focus as well, but I know that I am his client and his concern is getting me out so I can help Kaylee. That's something that we've talked about every single time we've met.
Now, understand, any of us are going to say that we do feel it would be in your best interest to be able to get out to help us find Kaylee.
Of course.
However, I know that especially now that you know that you can write a letter to me or to whomever, that it's just like if you were out and you were able to talk to us when no one else was around.
Yeah. Excuse me.
There are ways, even if you're still in fear, that we can still effectively search for Kaylee, no matter how comfortable or confident you feel in Jose or the police or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure that you are aware of that. Do you want to talk to law enforcement?
Yes and no. I mean, I know that I'm their, quote, person of interest.